welcome to another in-depth analysis on the property market. We kick off with good news. Last week, Kenya ranked 9th in Africa's top investment hubs. News worth a cup of tea for anyone thinking of joining the investment bandwagon. On the property show front, we had an eye-opening conversation on the pros and cons of buying projects off-plan, a sure way of investment.
When you buy an off-plan project, the prices are usually not high compared to a completed project.
Think about, I want to own a home, I have to start saving. So start saving, whatever amounts you can save, just save.
You're in for a fully packed edition of the Property Show. Keep us company on our social media platforms and let's talk. As always, there is something for everyone. Pooling resources amongst friends as an investment model has proven to be an option with ripple benefits. To best capture this, 12 years ago, 26 women met with a common investment dream and began a journey by contributing not 100,000 shillings per month, but only 5,000. This investment group mushroomed into a multi-million investment scheme. You definitely want to hear more. Karibu sana, Charlene, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Nancy, and thank you for inviting us and giving us this opportunity to be on your program.
Oh, karibu sana. Give us an overview. Who is Quick, your projects that you're undertaking, and where you're going.
Okay. So Quick is an acronym for Kenya Women Investment Company. As you said, and rightly so, we are a group of women only. And we come from very diverse backgrounds, and we come from all parts of Kenya. We also have some diaspora members who are Kenyans, of course, before they went to the US and so on. And basically why we came together was with a common goal of increasing our wealth and our well-being. And also for social reasons, of course, being African women, we enjoy getting together. But that was not our core reason for being. And the person who came up with this brilliant idea, and we are very grateful to her. So we usually have an AGM every year in which we have our audited accounts. The auditor comes and gives us the report, all members who are able to make it. And in fact, the last one we had was in December 2017. So we always try to comply with all the legal requirements. That's who Quick is in a nutshell, the 26 women, and they are from all professions. We have university lecturers, we have ICT professionals, we have HR professionals, and we have entrepreneurs, business women who are doing different things. And then the age group, which is quite interesting, is quite diverse. I'm one of the youngest members of the group. Majority of our members are over 60 years old. Yeah, but they joined when they were in their 50s. So we are starting to think about retirement packages so that we make sure that our members benefit from being members of Quick.
How much do you contribute per month, and how has that grown?
Yes.
And what investments have you undertaken?
So 12 years ago, the women decided that we need to be meeting regularly, and regularly meant every month. At this meeting, we decided we were not going to be meeting in social places. We used to hire a conference room at Amref Center on Langata Road. You all know where Amref is. So we used to go meet there on the first Tuesday of every month. At that time, I believe there were fewer members, but with time we kept inviting other new members to join us. And there was a criteria for selecting these new members. And we decided to contribute 5,000 shillings because all the members felt that this amount was affordable, and So we started with the 5,000, and to date we still contribute 5,000
per month.
Per month, per person. Yes. And to date, that is the amount we contribute. We have suggested before that this amount should be reviewed, but members have always resisted that. So we have looked for other ways of raising money rather than just from the membership.
So with your 5,000 shillings that you have contributed over the years, which investments have you been able to undertake?
With that 5,000 that we have contributed, the investments that we have mainly focused on, we have a diversified portfolio, because that is what we agreed that we wanted. We didn't want to focus on just one, so that we don't put all our eggs in one basket. So our main investment is in land. We have invested in land in Katani, in Konza, in Kamulu, in Kitengela, in Namanga, in Riruta, which is Nairobi, and we plan to do even more. Yeah, so, and when I talk about those pieces of land, we also believe in buying and selling. So we buy and we sell so that we have money to operate. And that is how we are not insisting on members increasing their contribution. Yes.
So take us through the first one you bought. How many acres were there? How much did you buy? How much did you sell? How did you buy the next one? The next one, to where you are today?
Our first investment was in Kitengela, in an area called Embuyogat. We have a parcel there that is 50 acres. And it is a very good access road near the Safaricom Sacco land and KCA University. And how we identified that piece of land was through one of our members. When the university was buying land there, she said, would you be interested in buying land near KCA University? And we said, yes, that sounds like it would be a good prospect.
It will grow.
Yeah, and it will grow, yes. So we bought the 50 acres at 2.5 million shillings for the whole parcel. Yeah.
Fantastic. And have you now sold that land?
We haven't sold it, but we have subdivided it and it's ready for sale. And our proposed price that we're advertising is 2.5 million per acre.
Are there any takers on it?
Quite a number, especially even some of our own members. And they're also bringing in their family members and their friends to buy. And so we already have a lot of interest generating in that direction. The second project was in Katani. We bought 30 acres. And I remember Katani at that time was really growing fast because of the prospects of the bypass and so on. That was when the Vision 2030 was really coming up very well. And so we decided to invest in Katani, and we bought 30 acres there, and Quick could not afford all the 30 acres. So our strategy, and I was chair at that time as well, our strategy was that Quick took 10 acres, then the 20 acres, we requested the members to book each a plot. Some members were able to buy 1 acre, 2 acres, 3 acres, and the others were sharing 1 acre between 5 of them, depending on their capacity to raise the money. And that way we were able to buy the whole parcel of 30 acres because the seller did not want to subdivide. Yeah. So that's how our model of purchasing some of the properties that we have. We partner with other people who trust us because we have a good name in the, with women and so on. And when we purchase the land, when we sell it, then we just write you a check. And we've done that several times for our members and even outsiders.
I know that you have come from selling plots and have graduated to becoming a developer.
Yes.
Tell us about your project.
Our project is located in a very good area of Riruta, 5 minutes drive from the Junction Mall, and very close to the Kerep Bank. I think many people know where the Kerep Bank is located. We're just about 2 kilometers from there, and only 100 meters from Kikuyu Road, this road that takes you up to Karen. So that area basically is very good for multi-dwelling now, which is what we are undertaking. We are going to have 50 units, 2 bedroom and 1 bedroom. And these are available for sale in an off-plan development. So anybody interested in booking this can book them, and we are expecting a good rental return of at least the 2 bedrooms are going for 30,000 Kenya shillings per month, and the 1 bedrooms are about 20,000 per month. So for an investor or someone who wants to live in that area or locality, then this is definitely a good investment.
As an investment group, have you sold any units?
Yes, we have sold some units, and especially to our members and their family members. 30% of the units are already booked, and what we are floating on the market is about 40%, and then we are planning to keep the rest of them for quick, so that we can be making a monthly income. Yeah.
I'm sure many women will be saying, can we call you to come and just help us? We are stuck. We want you to help us go to the next level. Would you be interested in that?
Yes, would be very interested in that. In fact, that is one of the things that we do. We love to mentor chamas to grow into investment clubs. If you're a chama and you're feeling stuck and you wish to get to the next level, we are available to consult and help you and your group to transform themselves into a company or an investment club that will give them a good return on their investment.
Kenya Women Investment Company, Riruta Heights. Located in the serene and homely Riruta area, is a residential development fit for the upcoming urbanite looking for a home or investment in close proximity to the CBD, yet enjoying the intricacies of community living. Set only 100 meters off Kikuyu Road and a short distance to the Junction Mall, Current Shopping Center and Westlands, Riruta Heights apartments will be accessible via fully serviced all-weather road. The apartments comprise of 2-bedroom units, 1-bedroom units and studio units. All units will have modern and tasteful finishes, fully fitted kitchens and inbuilt wardrobes in all bedrooms.
You have done so well. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Nancy.
Maintaining 5,000 per month.
Yes.
Wow.
We've done it.
Yes.
Yes.
Later on the show, Charlene will be sharing her home ownership story. Don't go away. Next, have you been looking to own a business space or even a home along Gong Road? The Grand Eben Park could be your long-awaited answer. Let's hear more.
The definition of success. The Grand Eben Park is exclusively situated in one of Nairobi's most sought-after address. With less than a kilometre to the popular Junction Mall, 2 kilometres to the glitzy Jockey and Nairobi Polo Clubs, amongst a host more.
Currently, an off-plan project is the Grand Eben Park, located along Gong Road, which we did groundbreaking 6 months ago, and construction has already started, and it's about 30% at this stage. It is a mixed-use development comprising residential apartments and a commercial center, which will basically have shops, restaurants and offices. The Grand Eben Park project being a mixed use, it means that you can live, you can work, and you can enjoy all the other amenities like the swimming pool, the gyms and the restaurants which are found within the project. Now it comprises of 42 units, 2-bedroom apartments and 3-bedroom apartments. Basically, with the current trend of mixed-use development, it means that people want flexibility. Someone would like to buy a property whereby all the facilities are around the same place. Like you can just move from your house, you go to your office, from the office, you go to the restaurant, after work, you just go to the gym, the swimming pool, and you get back to your home. So what people are looking at is the flexibility in terms of movement. That's why now the mixed-use development trend is really picking up very quickly. In the past, clients have been duped into off-plan projects whereby you get that developers don't complete the project as it is in the contract or the agreement. But with the Grand Eben Park, that's a different case, because 6 months down the line, since we did the groundbreaking, construction works are going on at the site. And currently we are 30% construction work. So by the time which you have given us the completion date, which is August 2019, this project will be complete or nearing its completion. But that one now is a myth, because before you put your money into an off-plan project, you have to do a thorough background check of the developer. You have to know the past project that this developer has done, the timelines that were given in that project, and if they were met. With these facts in your fingertips, you cannot get duped into an off-plan project. The benefits that come along with an off-plan project. Number one is the price. When you buy an off-plan project, the prices are usually not high compared to a completed project. The second thing, you get to have control of the final product in terms of the interior fittings, the layouts, and the interior designs that you like to get at the final product. Thirdly, you get to choose the best units, because unlike a complete project whereby you get only the left units when already some buyers have bought the units, but in this case you get to choose the best units in the best floors.
Grand Eben Estate is located along Gong Road, 2 kilometers from Gong Racecourse and Golf Club. The spacious 2- and 3-bedroom units are ideal for providing the occupants the royal experience. Accommodation features include spacious lounge and separate dining area, balcony, vistas cloakroom, kitchenette with pantry, master bedroom ensuite, walk-in closet, the interior space with provisions for washing machine, oven, and separate drying yard. Salient features include perimeter wall with electric fence, ample parking, cobble-paved driveways, gym, rooftop swimming pool, and conference center. For shopping facilities, the property is a 2-minute drive to the Junction Shopping Center, 10 minutes to the hub, and 50 minutes away from the CBD. Price for the 2-bedroom is from 10.2 million Kenya shillings, while the 3-bedroom is from 12.9 million Kenya shillings.
For sure, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. It's now time to sharpen our home acquisition skills with tips on how to buy a plot.
Mind-boggling, the cost of land in Nairobi, even around Nairobi these days. And so what I would advise as us ladies, what I would advise us to do is to start looking early and start looking out of Nairobi. Look at areas where you know that there's a bypass coming up. You know, the areas, it's not developed at the moment, but there's potential for development. That's where I would start looking for land in those areas. And, you know, buy an acre, buy, 2 acres, then grow bogas or what else can you grow? Some dengu or something in the meantime, but you know that the area will develop, and at some point you can then build your dream home. Because if you're looking to buy in Nairobi, land, for example, is very expensive. So that's what I would encourage you to do. Go out there, identify areas, and actually you may not, some areas are actually developed and they're, you know, in a different county like Machakos County. Kajiado County actually. You can find some affordable land that you can buy and plan to build there. The other thing I would also say is, if you feel those areas are too far out, what I've seen some people doing is coming together with like-minded people and buying a chunk of land. You buy 5 acres together or 10 acres together, and you come up with your own little gated community. Some people are doing that, and it's working for them, and they're able to buy land that's a little bit more expensive, but because they're in a group, they're able to afford it.
I'll take you through very quickly the costs you should basically envisage to incur when you're buying a property. And in addition to the legal costs, I like to look at things from a holistic view. So pardon me when I touch on all areas, just because it's important. So for instance, once you identify your piece of land, you settle on it. Remember earlier, I alluded to the fact that it's important to engage a surveyor. So identify the professionals you want to engage. Are you engaging a valuer? That will come at a cost. Are you engaging a surveyor? That will come at a cost. Are you engaging an architect if you're buying an already built up place, or a project manager to just look at the place, look at issues the house may have prior to you taking it up? So a lot of these professionals are actually regulated as far as their fees are concerned, and so are lawyers. So I mean, find people who will charge you a reasonable amount. From a legal perspective, the first thing we charge is what we call the search fees, which go for about 500 bob for an RLA property. I won't go into details, or 520 bob for an RTA property. After that, you need to pay for a land control board consent, which goes for about 1,000 bob. Land control board consent is, sometimes your lawyer will tell you need to pay for LCB, and you're wondering what that is. So LCB is payable on agricultural land. Agricultural land is deemed to be land that is outside a municipality. So that is normally goes for 1,000 bob. However, disclaimer, in places like Kajiado, they'll ask you for 6,000 bob. I can't explain why. So you need to take that into account. The legal fees, we are regulated by the Law Society Remuneration Order. And so the legal fees you pay is pegged on the value of the property, and this is cumulative. So for instance, if you're buying a unit that ranges from 1 shilling, very unlikely, to 5 million bob, the percentage that's payable is about 2%. If you're buying a property that ranges from 5 million bob to 100 million bob, that's 1.5%. And actually, it's illegal for lawyers to undercut. So in most cases, your lawyer will charge you that percentage depending on how much your property is worth. So if your property is worth 100 M, they'll charge you 1.5% of 100 million. And so there's registration costs, which is about 1,000 bob. The Lands Office will also charge you an extra 1,000 bob for printing your title. Stamp duty is currently 2% for agricultural land and 4% for land that is not agricultural. So 4% or 2% of the value of the property.
Are you an expert in this industry and you'd like to share your insights? Call on us for a chance to feature you on this platform. Stick around for ideas on transforming rooftop spaces into a perfect refuge and much more when we come back.
We all have aspirations, dreams and goals for our families. We all want a comfortable life, a secure future, an investment to call our own. Your vision becomes a reality at East and Central Africa's biggest homes show. Engage with the industry's most innovative realtors, developers, financiers, decor experts, and many more. From 12th to 15th April at the KICC, the Blue Triangle Cement, 26th Kenya Homes Expo. Affordable living.
Cash is here. The faster, simpler way to send and receive money, make payments, and buy goods and services. It's time your money moves like you. Visit a T-Cash agent and register today. Telkom, moving with you.
Welcome back. You're watching The Property Show. Thank you for sending your feedback on our social media handles and keep them coming. Telkom continues to roll out products with the Mwananchi in mind. Coming up are soundbites from a recent partners engagement session, shedding light into Telkom's next chapter. Let's have a look.
We are developing applications for payment systems that are going to require infrastructure in the field. We don't have in Kenya all this infrastructure, especially in remote areas. Is Telkom interested in have a partnership with us to develop this as a partners, not in the name of Kenya Telkom?
Absolutely yes. We haven't come today with a prescriptive model to say it's either this way or the highway. Actually, what's going to happen after this meeting, this was like meet the people and tell you some of the things we've been doing, is that we're going to organize a couple of one-on-one meetings based on the interest and the direction that we hear today and say, fine, this is the capacity or the capability of the partners we have. And this is how we can let's say segregate them or segment them. Some of you have spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of money investing in your companies for some specific areas that you want to engage with us. There's people here who have the ability to do installations for us. There's people who are over here who have the ability to have sales teams that can go and sell. There's people who can do both. There's people who can do integration. There's people who are Wi-Fi experts. There's people who are software experts. There's people who want to only deal with educational TVET institutions. And there's a plethora of things that we could do together. So yes, we will develop the model as we go. I could easily take something from Microsoft or Cisco and say, okay, fine, silver, gold, platinum, and this is it. It's easy to do that. But I feel where we are as Telkom, or where we want to be, it's important that we don't come to the market with same. We have to come with something that's differentiated. We have to come with something that we've engaged with you and it makes sense to you.
Strategically, Telkom has decided, let us connect fiber first to buildings, commercial buildings, in town centers, and then opportunistic from there. Gated communities, homes along the way, roads along the way, and so on and so forth. So now you understand from a fiber point of view why we are going the way we are going. For partners, I know you sell everything. You may sell from SIM cards to mobile connections to fixed connections to solutions. So you are not limited. This is just one way to progress in your whole environment, or one way to promote your whole environment. So what are our objectives? It's just to feed the bandwidth hungry services. Triple play, somebody mentioned triple play earlier on. IPTV. For many years we were using copper, but today the limitations have come, and fiber is our next step on providing high-speed, quality connections. It helps with videos, it helps with... So I will jump and talk a little bit about coverage. When we're talking about fiber, Telkom has the widest footprint in the country today. We have the North B, which covers all the way to the top northeastern. We have all the counties connected. We are the ones who provided IABC with most of their coverage. Telkom is also able to integrate this fiber network with mobile, with LTE, and with wireless. So if we get to an area and we cannot provide fiber for the last mile, we have wireless solutions. There could be WiMAX, the licensed wireless frequencies. We are able to integrate the whole lot.
It's a fact. Telkom offers affordable and speedy connections for businesses as well as the residential spaces. Here at First Avenue, we'll make that process easy and we'll get you started. Just call on us. Are you like me, with a keen eye for design and a craving for outdoor relaxation? Next, tips on transforming rooftop spaces into a refuge.
Decorating your rooftop space. More often, people decorate the inside of the house and even comb the outside garden neat. But there's one area that urban dwellers with congested spaces can maximize on that's rarely thought about. While it may seem nothing more than yet another dull concrete, homeowners with a keen eye for design and a craving for outdoor relaxation can achieve a perfect rooftop space decoration in many styles. Here are 5 easy ways to get you started as collected from renowned designers. Add some shade. Whether the rooftop of your building is up 4 stories or more, there are many ways to transform it. Even though all of that direct sunlight makes for some pretty steamy conditions, adding a covered sunshade, a large umbrella or canopy stand can make you enjoy the outside and beat the heat in a more convenient space. Get cozy. A rooftop is nothing more than a combination of steel, brick and concrete. So how about something to soften the edge? Adding a few outdoor rugs, a few washable canvas cushions and some sort of lighting in the form of paper lanterns or candles will create that dreamy ambience. Go green. If you're really yearning for some earthy touches, a rooftop is a great place for a green patch, especially for plants as they need a great deal of direct sunlight to thrive. Grow your own fresh veggies and add a few hanging flower baskets or potted shrubs for extra touch of greenery. Make it fun. Besides a great visual feast for the eyes, make your rooftop sanctuary a place that just invites you and your guests for lots of fun, indoor games or sundowner drinks. Cooking. You may not have a backyard for barbecuing, but a rooftop is a worthy substitute. Add a grill for cookouts and an outdoor dining table for summer evening parties. If your building fire code allows, you may even install a fire pit for those windy, chilly nights. With a little creativity, it's easy to transform your rooftop into a year-round retreat.
It's that time for advice on how you too can start your home ownership journey. Earlier on, Charlene shared insights on pooling resources. Let's change gears and hear how she got started onto the property ladder. Thank you once again for having us in your home.
You're very welcome.
And how did you get started?
I would say it started when I got married. My husband is Mr. Ben Bai, and we got married 23 years ago.
Wow.
And of course, when I got married, I moved into his place. He was staying in a 2-bedroom apartment in Nairobi West. It was very convenient. At that time, I was working at East Africa Breweries. I was commuting all the way. It wasn't all that convenient, but I was getting there on time.
When we are young, anything goes.
Anything goes, yes. When you don't have too much baggage or responsibilities.
Yes.
Yeah, so so then comes when we started a family, when I was expecting my first child, we started thinking about where we're going to live. And, you know, because now we're expecting a baby, living upstairs, you know, the apartment was not going to be very child-friendly. So we decided to move to an estate called Avenue Park, which was a very beautiful place. Then, not
but
anymore.
It was one of the top
estates
It was
one of the top estates in Kenya. And why we wanted that was the compound for the child to play in and so on. The rent was affordable. And my commute also to East Africa Breweries was going to be much easier from that side than from Nairobi West. So we moved to Avenue Park for like 3 years. Then from Avenue Park now, with my firstborn, I was expecting a secondborn. And my firstborn now needed to go to school. She was 3 years old. So we decided, you know, where do we want to take our children to school? So that's one of the decisions that made us to move to Kilimani, because we thought all the schools we were interested in were in this area. So, and at that time, of course, we didn't have enough money to buy a house. So we still had to look at rentals. So we moved from paying 20,000 shillings rent in Avenue Park and moved to Lenana Road, where we were paying 50,000 shillings per month. It was a very big leap. We paid it for a while, and then we thought, you know, instead of paying this rent for such a long time, and we are helping somebody to pay their mortgage, why not try and own our own home? We began our saving journey at that point, and we also started thinking about, you know, how we can raise, you know, any additional capital just to fill up any gaps. And so some 3 years later, we were able to come up with enough money, and we started looking around. And the reason why we were looking around Kilimani was because, first of all our children were going to school, and they were young. They were going to school in the Kilimani area. And we didn't want our children to be waking up at 4 a.m. in the morning in order for them to reach school at 7:30 or just before 8. So we felt that our priority is to make sure that the place that we choose to own a home in has to be convenient for our children. Then it also has to be convenient for us. That's how we chose the Kilimani location, and we started house hunting. And at that point, I was very keen myself to purchase a home for the family. And my husband was very busy, and he was traveling a lot all over the world doing his work. And even though I was also traveling, because I was also employed, I had to make time to look around until I found, you know, something. You can never find a perfect home. Whatever we found an old house, and we said we are going to remodel it to what we want.
So how many units had you seen before you settled for this one?
We had actually even considered moving to Karen. We were thinking about we'll buy a piece of land and then build a house there. Then when we thought about, you know, the things that I have said, the traffic jam to get to our jobs and, you know, distances and so on, we felt, you know, and we also want our children to have playmates, people they can play with outside and so on. So we thought, no, rather than live in Karen, it's going to be rather lonely and all that. Would rather be in Kilimani. And of course, even at that time, Kilimani was quiet. I loved the trees. You know, it was not crowded. Of course, now dynamics are always changing. So
it has completely evolved.
It has evolved completely, yes. It's not the same anymore. But it's still a nice place to live.
It's still a very good neighborhood.
Yes, it's still a very good neighborhood. So So we decided we're going to find a house. I looked at many houses because we still wanted to have a little compound, like a garden, and ample parking, and then enough rooms for our 3 children and ourselves. So,
and neighbors.
Yes, and neighbors, just nearby. And we wanted to have like a shared security, because it can be very expensive to employ a watchman for yourself, and then a day one, and then a night one, and then maintaining the compound also, you know. Now all I have to maintain is my little garden. Then the rest of it, we have a common gardener who comes once a week to maintain, and we share that expense with my neighbors. So we live in a compound of 6 houses. So we have 6 good neighbors. I can call upon them anytime. They're not too far. I don't have to, you know, go too far to call my neighbor if there's any issue and so on.
People watching you, I'm sure they are saying, well, maybe her and her husband had more money. It sounds so easy for you. What advice would you give somebody at home who is looking to start this journey?
What I would say is it's never easy to own a home, but you have to begin somewhere. So just don't consider that the budget is the only thing. Think about, I want to own a home, I have to start saving. So start saving, whatever amounts you can save, just save. On top of that, also look at financing options. Nowadays, there's, you know, so many places you can get money from. You can borrow from a SACCO, you can borrow from the bank. If you're in an investment club, like as we spoke earlier, there are some chamas that also lend you know, women money and so on. So consider different ways of raising this capital, but just make it happen. Yeah, and it doesn't matter where you start. You can start in not a middle income area and so on, low income area, and then you come up slowly. Yeah.
Once again, thank you for having us in your home.
You're very welcome.
And congratulations.
Asante sana.
Many people are yearning to break from landlords. How did you go about owning your home? Your story could be an eye-opener to many. Just call on us and I'll be at your doorsteps. Coming up, the Property Gallery with properties with guaranteed returns.
Dainty Apartments is a modern residential development located in Vidigwa Estate, Kiambu County, approximately 80 meters off Kiambu Road and 10 kilometers from the CBD. It comprises of 48 units of 2-bedroom apartments measuring 93 square meters and 24 units of 3-bedroom apartments measuring 108 square meters and is dubbed as your apartment of choice. Accommodation includes spacious living room cum dining with a balcony, open plan kitchen fitted with MDF cabinets with granite countertops, fine interior finishes and sanitary ware, ceramic tile floors, master bedroom ensuite, common washroom and WC. Amenities include high-speed lifts, children's playing area, gym, sauna and steam baths, parking, perimeter wall and 24-hour security, and backup generator. The price for the 2-bedroom is 9 million Kenya shillings and the 3-bedroom is 10 million Kenya shillings. Gitanga Duplexes are a modern development located in the heart of Lavington off Gitanga Road. Privileged by its exquisite design and opulent finishes, this elegant residence offers 36 4-bedroom ensuite duplexes. Accommodation includes lower level, spacious living room, dining room, fitted kitchen with detached pantry, guest bedroom on select units, doobie area with washing machine provisions, and exterior storage for gas tanks. Upper level, spacious master ensuite bedroom with walk-in closet, 2 bedrooms ensuite, TV or family room which can be turned into a 5th bedroom. Salient features include 2 car parking spaces per unit, low-maintenance fully glazed UPVC windows, balconies with panoramic views, carbon-paved driveways, guardhouse, underground and overhead water tanks.
Whatever your property needs are, First Avenue is your link in the right direction. Visit our offices and get a head start. Thank you for watching The Property Show. That's it for today. Let's meet next week for more trends and investment opportunities available on our journey to financial freedom. As always, there is something for everyone. Kwaheri.